What's up, witches? It's Witch Angel Nakora, and welcome to what may possibly be the last episode of Midori's adventure. In the last episode, we had some serious feels, and that's all I'm going to say. By the way, we will be going back to this at a later date, because I have a small video I want to do called Bloom and Doom, in which we get the true ending and the bad ending. Hence the name Bloom and Doom. So, let's get on into this, and incoming major feels and major anxiety triggers if you all have the same problem I do. Let's do it. Midori decided to ask something. Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev! Did something happen to you? You're being too rude right now. Yes, Midori. Something happened. Well, what happened then? You entering my life happened. Huh? Midori Gurren got shocked when she heard those words. Why was the man saying these things all of a sudden? The girl definitely had a bad feeling about all this. She wasn't prepared for everything to end up in a terrible way for her. Yandere, I know you hate me, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to apologize for... I already told you to leave me alone. Can't you understand a simple thing, Midori? Suddenly, Yandere started to speak more louder as he turned to Midori. And these weren't good news at all. It looks like Midori had no other choice but to raise her voice as well. I am just here to apologize, Yandere Dev. I'm here to apologize for being annoying to you for all these months we've known each other. And I promise I'll change, okay? It's been months since we've known each other, and only now you decide to apologize. Well, better late than never, right? And also, why should I care that you will change? I told you numerous times that you shouldn't touch a finger on Yandere Simulator, and you did it. So why should I give a damn about why you'll change now? You've annoyed me for days about taking care of me, etc. I annoyed you by taking care of you? It was at that moment that Midori Gurren lost her patience once again. You had a mental breakdown because of me. I just had to take care of you and develop Yandere Simulator for you because I felt guilty for making you unable to work on your game. Even if I was annoying you, I was trying my best to take care of you, and I even tried to change. I did all this to help you get through your mental breakdown. Oh my freaking god, Midori. Haven't you noticed that yet? Haven't you noticed yet I didn't have a mental breakdown? Those words shocked Midori. Was Yandere telling the truth? Now the green-haired girl was unable to even respond. Only a few seconds later, she said one single word. What? For a freak's sake, you didn't notice yet? So does a mental breakdown doesn't feel any pain in the chest or suddenly faints or things like that. I was only pretending to have a mental breakdown so you could leave me alone, stop annoying me while I took a rest for a few days after working on Yandere Simulator for so much time. At first I didn't believe that you were actually developing the game for me. I was thinking that you were lying, just so I could thank you for doing so. But today I woke up and noticed that you weren't here, and when I was going to my computer room to continue development of the game once again, I saw you there, sitting at my chair, using my email box. In that moment I wanted to kill you once again like I always do. But this time, I controlled myself, and started to relax by distracting myself in the bedroom. And then you came in. Midori couldn't believe those words. Yandere Dev lied to her? So she could stay away from him? All these things Midori did to help him were for nothing? And once again, Yandere Dev said that he wanted to kill her again. Why did he always say that he was going to kill her one more time if he never even killed her? So you made all the seconds I thought of you go to waste? I wasted all my time to help you in some way and you were only lying? You also wasted all my time by making me read all your stupid emails. I don't keep throwing this on your face, right? I don't care if you even tried to help me or not. I was told I didn't want your help. That's what no one in this damn life likes you because you're an annoying brat. Damn, Yandere Dev, that's cold as ice. All she wanted to do was help you, and you're making it sound like she's some sort of villain. Thanks a lot. Can I also say that before Yandere could finish the sentence? The green-haired girl punched him in the face with all her strength. She was tired of hearing all these harsh things that Yandere was saying to her. His mental breakdown was fake. He didn't even care for how much Midori tried to help him. Yandere fell on the ground, already unconscious with Midori's punch. This time she wouldn't help him in waking him up or anything else. She was too nervous and angry to even help him. Suddenly Midori grew and started to cry, and she screamed a lot to herself. I've always wanted to help people! Even if I ended up being considered as an annoying person by everyone, I ignored these comments and still tried to bring a smile to everyone's faces. I even tried to change for you, so I could be considered less annoying. And you lied to me, said that you were sick. I did everything I could to help you, and it was all a lie. Why did anyone do this? I know I annoyed you 100 to death, but I was trying to help you. You have a problem with me. The world has a problem with me. Why can't things be different for me for once? With anger and sadness, Midori grabbed her hair and started to pull it as she screamed even more. She was getting more and more insane every second. Then, without having control of herself, she started to kick the walls of Yandere's bedroom. After this, she started punching the door. She was already insane. And this was Yandere's fault. He was pretending that he had a mental breakdown, and now Midori Gurren was the one having a mental breakdown. A real mental breakdown. Without managing to take all this anymore, Midori opened up the door to Yandere's bedroom and left the room, shaking a lot, trying to control herself. Oh, Midori. After she left the bedroom, the green-haired girl left the house. Still shaking a lot after everything that just happened in Yandere's house, Midori Gurren was holding herself to not punch any of the persons that were on the streets of the city. She was so angry that she just wanted to destroy everything that she was seeing right in front of her. She was trying to control herself to not do any of this. However, this was really hard to do, especially when most of the people who were on the streets seeing Midori knew who she was, and they were getting away from her, afraid that she would start annoying them again. This made the girl even more angrier, and she couldn't control herself anymore. All she wanted was a little peace for herself. She wanted to know that there were people out there who didn't hate her or something like that. But this never happened. She was starting to clench her fists in anger. But then, she suddenly fell on the ground and fainted. She got so nervous that she couldn't take it anymore. And when she fell on the ground, no one bothered to help her. That really hurt me in my feels. Midori. Sweetheart. I care about you. I really do, Midori. I mean, you're one of my favorite characters. Hell, whenever I play Yandere Simulator, I avoid killing you. You and Oka are two of my favorite characters. Midori. Everyone knew who she was, and they were all trying to stay away from her. Because of this, she was only lying there on the ground, unconscious, without anyone to help her. This is the tragic life of Midori Gurren. No one cared about her. Everyone hated her. Except for one person. An unknown person. And this unknown person was right there on the street that Midori had fainted on and fell on the ground. Of course, he was only there because of Midori. As this person, who was a man, saw the girl unconscious on the ground, he walked towards her in her direction. When he got near her, he held her in his arms. After this, he walked away with an unconscious Midori in his arms. And when Midori would wake up, she had no idea what she would end up discovering. Oh boy, nice little time skip there. Finally, after being unconscious for 2 hours after having a real mental breakdown, Midori Gurren woke up. However, she wasn't in the same location where she fainted. The girl wasn't on the streets of the city. She was sitting on a chair in a place where she could see nothing but darkness. Of course, the girl was scared of what was going on. After all, how did she end up there? Obviously, since she was nervous and scared, Midori started to talk. Hello? Is someone there? Midori didn't hear anyone. She only heard her own voice. More scared, she decided to talk once again. Hello? And this time, someone replied. Ah, finally, you've woken up. Oh man, 2 hours unconscious? This was a really long rest, wasn't it? The person who was talking was a man. And Midori didn't recognize this man's voice. She didn't know him. He sounded a little bit excited and happy while he was talking. Why was he so happy at this moment? Who was this guy? Who are you? Where are we? How did I end up here? And... Calm down. Let me answer all your questions in order. Who am I? You sure you want to know? Well then. Do you remember yesterday when someone sent you a message saying that you should continue annoying him so my plan could go on? So that was me. And the him that I was talking about. Meh. You probably already know by now that I was talking about Yandere Dev. Now I won't reveal who I am yet because I like to create a little bit of tension before the reveal, of course. Sorry, I really like to build up tension. The next question. So this is the same guy. That randomly texted Midori yesterday. So the girl was wrong about the message just being sent to the wrong number. The next question is, where are we? We are in my secret laboratory. The lights are turned off, but I'll turn them on when it's the right time. Secret laboratory? So this person must be a scientist or something like that. And last question. How did I end up here? What a silly question, Midori-gurun. I simply found you on the street while I was looking for you. Then I took you to my laboratory so we could talk about important subjects. Suddenly, someone started to appear from the darkness in front of Midori. Oh my god, I'm in love with his character design here. It was, in fact, a scientist. It was a famous one. His name was Kagakusha, one of the world's greatest scientists. Kagakusha was known by everyone for his inventions, brilliant ideas for changing the world of technology. Is he related to Elon Musk or something? He was even added in Yandere Simulator by Yandere Dev as some kind of homage to him. In the game, he was the leader of the science club. The green-haired girl was slightly scared of him. She didn't know what he was up to, and by looking into his eyes, she could notice that he wasn't normal. He looked like a crazy person. So, what do you want to talk about with her? Well, you probably already know me already. The entire world knows me and loves me, so I don't have to introduce myself, right? Anyway, Midori-gurun, we need to talk about what you mostly do every day. Annoy that little brat that everyone just calls as Yandere Dev. Suddenly, Kagakusha's voice started to get less happy and excited and more deeper and more evil. Why did his voice suddenly start to change when he talked about Yandere Dev? But, what do you have against Yandere Dev? He admires you so much that he even put you in his own game. This simply doesn't make sense. How would someone... Midori interrupted herself by putting her hands over her mouth. Once again, she's being annoying by asking numerous questions and talking about a bunch of things non-stop. It's like she would never actually change. It's like she was born to be annoying to anyone, especially Yandere Dev. Calm down, Midori. I know you have lots of questions of what's going on. So let me start explaining everything by saying one simple thing. I hate Yandere Dev from the bottom of my heart. He is an incompetent game developer who cannot even develop a game properly. He needs help from everyone in the world so he can make a damn game.
Even if he has made progress in his little game called Yandere Simulator, it took 4 years to develop it for it to have good progress. And for some reason, people love him for doing this. Why would people love a game developer for not developing a game properly? This was something ridiculous. This is where I started to hate Yandere Dev. After hearing all of this, Midori Gurren disagreed with every word the scientist Kaga said. Even though Yandere Dev was way too rude with Midori a few hours ago, and that made her go crazy, she had to disagree with the scientist and everything that he was saying. While knowing Yandere Dev for all these months, the green-haired girl could easily notice that he was working hard in Yandere Simulator, so much that he even stopped caring about his own life. For Midori, it looked like Kaga was only jealous of Yandere Dev because he was just a normal indie game developer, with a huge amount of fans because of the game he had been developing for years. And meanwhile, Kaga had to work hard as a scientist, and even though the entire world knew about him, he had only a little amount of real fans. This would explain why he hates Yandere Dev so much. For all this time, I've been planning to make Yandere Dev give up doing his game because of stress. However, since development of his game was going fine, I didn't know what to do. Until, let's say, a certain green-haired girl appeared out of nowhere and started to annoy Yandere Dev. Every day with hundreds of questions, hundreds of emails, etc. Everyone in the whole world, including Yandere Dev, hated her. So of course, even though Yandere Dev killed her multiple times, she would always continue annoying him forever. This was slowing down Yandere Simulator's development a lot, of course, so she could continue doing this. But then, in one certain day, she decided that she shouldn't be annoying anymore. This was making my plan of destroying Yandere Dev go to waste. And of course, I should stop this as fast as I could. But the girl ignored me. And now she's here with a certain famous scientist so she can make her give up the thought of not being an annoying person anymore. After hearing Kaga's explanation of why he didn't want Midori Gurren to stop annoying Yandere Dev, the poor girl got more confused and was full of more questions and thoughts. The thing she mostly noticed that was a funny coincidence that she and Kaga were the opposite of each other in a few ways. While Midori was a person hated by the entire world for being dumb and etc., Kaga was loved by the entire world for being intelligent and etc. Midori was never jealous of anyone, while Kaga was jealous of Yandere Dev. These are just coincidences that she found funny. Alongside this thought, there were two questions that made Midori scratch her head.
Mr. Kusha? I have two questions for you if you don't mind answering them.
Please, just call me Kaga. And of course you can ask questions.
Why do you say that if I stop annoying Yandere Dev, your plan of interrupting Yandere Simulator's development will end? You say that like I'm something that belongs to you. And besides, why did you say that I came out of nowhere?
This time, for some reason, Kaga didn't reply and was only quiet. He looked to the ground and then to Midori. After this, he suddenly started to laugh. The green-haired girl didn't know why he suddenly started to laugh, and she was only confused. After this, Kaga turned on some kind of tablet while he was in the middle of the darkness of his laboratory. He headed back to Midori while she tried to look at what the scientist was looking at. Suddenly, he started talking once again. I thought you'd figure this out a little bit later. I gotta admit, it wasn't part of my plan to reveal what I'm going to reveal right now. But I ended up accidentally talking about this, and you noticed it, so... Reveal what he was going to reveal? Accidentally talking about this? What was the mad scientist talking about? What was he hiding from Midori after all? Midori Gurren, I want to reveal to you something life-changing. Suddenly, Kaga pushed a button on his tablet, and the lights of his lab turned on. And what Midori Gurren was seeing was something horrifying for her. It's an entire lab full of Midori clones. This is some sci-fi crap right here, guys. Guys, this is really creepy. When Midori Goron saw this, she immediately stood up since she was still sitting on a chair. The poor girl felt chills down her spine, seeing what she was seeing. After all, what was going on? Suddenly Kaga started to talk once again with his deep and sinister voice. I know this looks like some kind of Star Wars plot twist, but Midori Goron, I am your father. Or to put it simply, I am your creator. We were created for the sole purpose of annoying Yandere Dev for the development of the game could end up slowing down. Why do you think that even if you try, you can never stop being annoying? Because this is part of who you are, Midori. And when you were trying to change who you are, even if this wouldn't work out, I still had to stop you. Because this would delay my plan of ending Yandere Dev's career once and for all.
So, I'm not a real human being? I'm just something artificial? I was created in a laboratory?
The poor green-haired girl looked at her own hands while she was trembling in fear. Her life had been a lie all along. She was created to be annoying. She was created to be hated by everyone. She was never aware of this. Words couldn't describe how she was so shocked at the sudden revelation. Oh, I was going to tell you as well. Every time Yandere Dev said that he killed you a few times, and you kept coming back. And of course, you get confused with this since you have never remembered of someone killing you. And the truth is, the mad scientist walked in Midori's direction still holding his tablet. When he got near her, he showed her what was on the same screen. What she saw confused her even more. There were lots of photos of herself. A few of them were red, most of them were a little bit dark, and for some reason one of them was green. What was Kaga revealing now? When Yandere Dev says that he has killed you multiple times, he's not lying. When I created you for the first time, Yandere Dev ended up killing you due to how stressed he was. So I knew that he would kill you again and again for every time that you came back. I decided to make clones of the original you, Midori. When you die and I wake up one of your clones, all your memories will go to this clone except for one of them. The memory of when and how you died. However, if I wake up one of your clones while you're still alive, they will just obey my orders until you die. Now, do you see all these red pictures right here? These are the clones that Yandere Dev killed in the past. These dark pictures of the clones are the ones that are still sleeping. And the green picture is the clone that is alive and functioning at the moment. In that case, it is you. Midori Goron was speechless for hearing everything that Kaga said. After all this time, what Yandere Dev said about killing her and somehow she would come back wasn't a joke. She was in fact coming back every time after she was killed, but in the body of a clone. This was a terrifying reveal to Midori. She still couldn't believe what was going on, what she was seeing. What if Kaga was lying about something? What if one of the things that he told her wasn't real? The green-haired girl would probably never know. Still shocked and scared, Midori started to step back a little bit from Kaga. The poor girl sat back on the chair she was sitting on before and started to think. She was trying to stay focused and not get crazy like a few hours ago when she had a mental breakdown. She couldn't handle all of this. Her entire day was being terrible right now. First she finds out that Yandere Dev has been lying about having a mental breakdown after all this time, and he said some harsh words to her. After this she finds out that she's not a real person and she was created by a mad scientist for the sole purpose of annoying Yandere Dev and be hated by everyone. Midori Goron's life had been destroyed now. All she wanted now was to die or begin a new life somehow or even have a happy ending. But the latter was impossible. How could everything end up like this for Midori? While Midori was feeling sad for everything that was going on, Kaga started to speak with her again. I know you're shocked and scared with everything I just said. I know you won't believe this, but I know and understand how you feel. So don't worry. Your life will become better now that you know the truth. Life will become better? How did Midori's life become better after she realized that she was simply created to be used by someone as a plan to take down someone else?
Tell me, how in the world would my life become better after I found out that everything was a lie? There's no way my life would be better after finding out something like this. This is just a tragedy.
Once again, Midori was trying to stay focused so she wouldn't end up being crazy like before. She was doing her best to hold herself. This was easily noticeable, and the girl already suspected that Kaga knew about this. Calm down, Midori. Like I said seconds ago, I know how you feel. I decided to hide all this from you ever since I first created you for one reason. I was afraid that you ended up not accepting that you were just created to stop Yandere death. I was afraid that you ended up overreacting and would do something really bad. But now I knew it was the right time to reveal this to you. Now there's a reason for your life to be happier after I revealed all this to you. For the last few days I've noticed that you wanted to be loved by everyone. You didn't want to be annoying anymore. You wanted to be important to someone. And of course you're important to me, Midori. I am the one who created you, after all. Don't feel bad because you want that certain person such as Yandere Dev to like you. Because I already like you. And you're my ultimate masterpiece. You're the best thing that I have ever made in years, Midori. So please, stop trying to not be annoying and just join me. Together we could show to the world how Yandere Dev is an incompetent game developer. After all, he even made you have a mental breakdown today, right? After this, it's so obvious that he's a bad person, right, Midori? This time, once again, Midori didn't even know what to say. She had multiple thoughts, and all of them were the opposite of each other. One side, Midori told her that joining Kaga was the right thing, since he was the right one who created her, and with this she could get revenge on Yandere Dev after what he did to her earlier in the morning. However, another time Midori told her that this wasn't the right thing, that Kaga was an evil person, and Midori should not become evil. But no one in the world would care if she became evil or not, and Kaga would care about this. On the other hand, the world only hated Midori because she was created to be annoying, so it wasn't her fault. But if she's created to be annoying, then why would she try not to be annoying? Midori was so conflicted that she started to cry. Lots of tears were falling from her eyes as the green-haired girl didn't cover her face with her hands. Midori's entire life was twisting upside down. All the dreams and wishes she had, all of her decisions, all of her life, everything that was part of her life happened because she was made in a laboratory for the sole purpose of annoying a game developer so that their game could end up being cancelled at some point. Midori was like an ultimate weapon that was being used all along to take down someone, and she was never even aware of this. All she wanted was to help Yandere Dev and be loved by everyone, and now she realizes that she can never help him, because she was made to annoy him. And now she realizes that Yandere Dev wasn't wrong in being harsh to her earlier in the morning. After all, she was always annoying him, and he was tired of her. Her entire life was a lie, and words couldn't even describe how she was feeling after finding out the truth. How could Kaga say that he understands her? As Midori kept thinking about all this, Kaga said nothing. He was only quiet, looking at Midori with a neutral expression on his face. While the girl was only crying and crying non-stop. After all of this that had happened, her life was simply ruined. While Midori was crying, some words echoed in her mind. Join me. Together we could stop Yandere Dev and show the world how he is an incompetent game developer. This is a thing that Kaga said a minute ago. This showed Midori that the mad scientist was, in fact, the bad guy in the situation. He was the one who was jealous of Yandere Dev because of his fame. He was the one who created Midori so she could slow down the development of Yandere's simulator. He was the one that always used her as the ultimate weapon to defeat Yandere Dev, and he never told her. And he was the one who had to make Midori live a terrible and hell of a life, where she was hated by everyone. Kaga was the bad guy, and only now Midori was starting to realize it. After realizing everything, she looked at Kaga without crying anymore. So Midori, what do you say? Would you join me now and stop trying to not be annoying anymore? Mr.
Kaga, I appreciate the offer, even if you created me. But
now Midori only had one choice to do.
I don't think I should join you.
I'm sorry, but what did you say? When the mad scientist said this, he raised his voice for a few seconds. When he did this, Midori realized something else. If she rejected the man's offer, he would probably not accept this, and he would still try to stop Yandere Dev and his game's development somehow. And knowing that he could wake up all of his Midori clones and they would obey him, he'd probably use them against Yandere Dev. And the green-haired girl, Midori Gurin, couldn't allow this to happen. She had to stop Kaga, her creator, once and for all. Even if Yandere Dev hated Midori, and he would always hate her, she would still have to stop the mad scientist Kagakusha, because of all that Midori Gurin wanted was to help everyone in any way she could. After doing this decision, Midori stood up.
I said that I won't join you, Mr. Kaga.
I'm sorry, but I'm the one who created you. You have to join me. I could be considered as a father to you. Why would you decide to not join me? Suddenly, the scientist started to become even more aggressive, as Midori suspected he would. Even though this would happen, bleh, sorry, my mouth's a little tongue-tied right now. She had a bad feeling about all this. You know what? This doesn't matter. Suddenly, Kaga pushed a button on his tablet and all the tubes that had clones of Midori inside them opened. The green liquid of all the tubes fell on the ground, along with all the bodies of the clones. Nothing happened when they fell on the ground, but then a few seconds later, they all stood up with their eyes closed and looked in the direction of Kaga. Then all of them opened their eyes at the same time. Everyone's eyes were wide open, and this was kind of scary. Meanwhile, Midori was scared of what was going on. All the clones were there, standing up like they were mindless zombies. Were they going to attack Midori or something like that? Mindless zombies. That's creepy. It's like Walking Dead kind of crap. If you don't want to join me, Midori, at least I have all these mindless zombies that are clones of you. All of them ready to attack Yandere Dev, all at the same time. I don't need you anymore. I wanted to only use one clone at a time to annoy Yandere Dev, to make things even more interesting and funnier. But you forced me to do this. After Midori heard this, she could only think about one thing. That she was the only one who could stop Kaga right now and destroy all of his clones. She had to do this, not only as a way to protect Yandere Dev and make him happy, but also as an apology to him for being annoying for a very long time. Again, I really like to ad-lib.
No, Mr. Kaga. I won't allow you to do this to Yandere Dev.
Ooh, you won't? How cute, Midori. Well, I guess I know the choice to do this. I could just deactivate you right now using my tablet, but you know, I'd like to get a little bit of attention, so mindless zombies, attack Midori! Midori saw herself being surrounded by mindless clones of her, with all of them going after her. Meanwhile, Kaga walked away from the clones, leaving Midori alone with all of them. Of course, at that moment, she got really scared and nervous. How is she supposed to fight by herself against hundreds of clones? What should she do? She had to get that tablet from Kaga because of what he said after all the clones could be deactivated using that little tablet. But how would she get near Kaga to get the tablet if she was surrounded by clones? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
I have to think of something. Think, Midori, think.
I'd say run past them. I mean, they're pretty brainless. Midori couldn't do anything against these clones, as she had no chance against them. So she just closed her eyes and started to run really fast, pushing every clone out of her way. But when she opened her eyes, she noticed that she was just taking every clone out of her way like if it was nothing.
What? Only by pushing the mindless clones I can defeat them? Wait a second. I think that when these clones are just mindless, they can be defeated easily somehow. Not like this because I do have a mind and a conscience, so defeating these clones will be easy.
Midori Gurren said all this with determination and happiness as she ran past more and more clones that were in front of her. Meanwhile, she was smiling, which was something she almost didn't do for the entire day. Only now the real and happy Midori Gurren we all know was finally back. Even though she was almost attacked by a few mindless zombies, Midori managed to get past all of them and make her way to Kaga. A few seconds later, she managed to get to Kaga, who was just looking and admiring the entire battle. When Midori got near her, he only laughed a little bit. Well, you surely are determined to get what you want, aren't you, Midori?
Give me the tablet!
Midori tried to get the tablet from Kaga's hand, but before she managed to do that, he threw the tablet away? If you want the tablet, you have to go through me first. As he said this, the mad scientist Kagakusha had a sinister smile on his face, while he laughed like a maniac. Without anything to worry about, Midori tried to punch Kaga right in his face. He evades the attack and punches Midori's jaw. Ouch! The green-haired girl falls on the ground and she feels a lot of pain after being punched in the jaw. However, she quickly got up before Kaga manages to kick her face while she's not standing up. When she gets up, the girl punches the man's face once again, and this time she manages to hit him. He falls on the ground and Midori tries to say something. However, with her jaw hurting, she couldn't say anything while feeling pain. So instead of talking, she ran in the direction of the tablet which was on the ground. As she gets closer to it, the smile on her face ends up getting bigger. However, someone grabs her leg and drags her to the ground. It was Kaga once again, trying to stop Midori Gurren from getting his tablet. I won't let you destroy my plan! I won't fail! The mad scientist keeps talking as he runs to grab a tablet after dragging Midori on the ground. He gets the tablet and keeps holding it in his left hand. Midori stands up once again, and this time she manages to say something, even with her jaw hurting.
Are you scared of being defeated by a girl, Mr. Kaga?
She says this as he smiles a little bit. This time Kaga doesn't reply, and he just runs to Midori so he could punch her once again. He was truly scared of Midori, even if he didn't want to admit it. He couldn't let his own creation stop him from concluding his plan of ruining Yandere Dev's game. While Kaga is running in Midori's direction, behind her, the giant army of mindless clones are going after her. Once again, she was surrounded. But this time, she had an idea. It was something crazy like the other idea she had through her life, but it was a great idea. Before she executed her brilliant plan, the green-haired girl wanted to do something fun with Kaga. And unfortunately, since she couldn't speak properly because of how her jaw was hurting, Midori decided to do something surprising. Midori smiles a little bit as she kisses her middle finger, and then she shows it to Kagakusha. After this, she even winked to make even more fun of him. The mad scientist, of course, got shocked and irritated with this. Now I want to break your fingers one by one after doing this! Midori laughed a little bit at Kaga, and then she stopped showing the middle finger. After this, Midori started walking in the direction of the mindless zombies? What's she doing? Immediately, Kaga stopped running as he scratched his head in confusion. He couldn't see Midori anywhere. Where was she? All she could see were a few clones were thrown in the air in distance. I mean, right? A few seconds later, he finally understood what Midori was doing. She entered in the middle of the mindless clones on purpose, so Kaga couldn't find her. Now he had to get past the army of mindless clones to find her. And he did so. The scientists kept looking for her everywhere, and she couldn't find her. I think he meant he, right? Even the mindless clones were confused on where she was. How would they find her there? It was impossible! And when Kaga turned around, he was immediately punched by the real Midori Guren and was thrown out of the army of mindless clones. The green-haired girl ran after the scientist who fell on the ground. When she got near him, she tried to grab his tablet. However, Kaga started to hold it with all the strength he had. No! Please! I've worked so hard at all this. Please don't do this. I am your creator. I worked on you non-stop for days and nights.
You should have continued working on other things that would have revolutionized the world. Maybe then none of this would have been happening, Mr. Kaga.
Using all her strength, Midori managed to grab the tablet from Kaga. After this, she found a button that was used to deactivate all the mindless clones. While the green-haired girl looked to the multiple green-haired girls that were coming in her direction, she pressed the button to deactivate all of them, and in front of her, all the mindless clones fell onto the ground as if they were nothing. After this, she smiled, destroyed the tablet by throwing it on the ground with all her strength, and threw the tablet away. She turned around and saw Kaga, scared while he was lying on the ground. Of course, Midori laughed at him and said,
Looks like your worries of losing to a girl ended up being something real. But anyway, Mr. Kaga.
While Midori was talking, Kaga was starting to get more afraid as he was trying to stand up.
Do not try to exploit Yandere Simulator's development ever again! You try? Then you gotta go through me first.
As Midori said this, Kaga said nothing else as he stood up and ran away from his lab. After an entire battle, Midori Guren has won. All her clones were deactivated. There was no other way to make them activate. Kagakusha would not do anything like this again. And Midori probably saved Yandere Dev from the risk of being more stressed with everything. But even though Kaga was defeated and all the mindless clones of Midori were deactivated, there was one problem left. Midori Guren herself. She was the last one of the clones made by the scientist Kagakusha. Probably, if she died now, there was no coming back from the dead. And even though the green-haired girl could not try to be annoying anymore once again, she knew that she was created for the sole purpose of being annoying. She couldn't change who she was, even if she wanted. And unfortunately, this was the truth and she had to accept it. Oh, Midori. After thinking for a few minutes while she looked to the pile of bodies on the mindless clones, Midori Guren came up with a conclusion.
After all this happened, I've been really affected and sad. I don't know if Kaga lied about everything he told me or not, but even if he was lying, behind the smile I had while fighting Kaga, there was always sadness inside me. I still can't believe I was created to be hated by everyone, and to be used as some kind of weapon. And all I wanted was to have a normal life, where I could be loved by everyone. Now I can't even be near Yandere Dev again, because I'll start annoying him again, unfortunately. It's part of who I am. I know what to do now. I'll go to Yandere Dev's house and finally apologize for everything that I've done to him. And then I'll live somewhere else. I'll live in another place, like a forest, a mountain, island, things like that. Just so I could try to change one last time. I'm not doing this for me, but I'm doing this for everyone I have annoyed in my entire life.
Midori Guren says all this to herself as she walks away from the laboratory feeling sad for everything. Now when she would get to Yandere Dev's house, the conclusion of her journey would arrive. Oh, final episode. And I know we're gonna get like the like very heartbreaking ending, but that's why we're gonna go back in a later date and do the Bloom and Doom ending, which means good ending and bad ending. 2 hours later, after everything that happened in Kaga's laboratory, Yandere Dev woke up after being hit by Midori Gurren, as he was now in his computer room. When he woke up, he was very confused about lots of things. Where did Midori go? How did she knock him out? How much time has passed since all this happened? And the worst of all, what are the changes that Midori made to Yandere's simulator? He knew that she took care of the game while he was pretending to be sick, but what were the changes that she made? He was checking this out right now. He was quite worried that she might have ended up making some things in the game look worse. Or may have sent the wrong emails to his volunteers. He tried to be calm and checked out the game to see its changes. He also started to see all the emails sent in the past few days. And while he was checking the game's changes...
Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev!
Hi, Midori. Midori appeared and shocked Yandere Dev, screaming her usual catchphrase. Once again, she was annoying him a little bit, but this time, she wasn't doing this by accident. She was doing this for fun because she knew that this would be the last time that she had the chance of annoying him. Because she would go away after talking to Yandere Dev for one last time. She would go to new places, meet new people, and etc. So she could somehow become a new person and someone less annoying. The green-haired girl knew that she couldn't stop being annoying because that was part of who she was. But that doesn't mean that she shouldn't try to change her one last time. She was also trying to keep her happy side for a few minutes until she could reveal how she was truly feeling about everything that had happened recently with her. Sadness. I want to talk with you about something. Midori. Look, I know you want to talk to me right now, but I have to check the changes you made to Yandere's simulator. Is that okay? Yandere Dev was trying to be more calm after everything that happened this morning. He knew that he was way too harsh and aggressive with Midori, not only in the mornings, but for the past few days. So he was trying to not act like that anymore. He was also trying to not kill Midori anymore. For some reason, he started to feel bad for always doing that to her. So it would be a wise decision to be a better person.
Can't you just wait a little bit to check the game? I mean, what I'm gonna say is truly important and not some dumb thing, so...
I know, but I need to check the game now as it is my priority at the moment. It'll only take a few minutes, I promise. Okay?
Okay.
Yandere Dev continues to check every change made in Yandere's simulator while Midori was standing there, by his side, waiting for him to stop what he was doing. She was hoping that he wouldn't get mad at her again if she screwed up something in the game. The green-haired girl didn't want to have another bad thing happen to her. What happened to her for the entire day was already enough to make it the worst day of her life. And now, for one last time, she'd apologize to Yandere Dev for everything that she had done. And she would go somewhere far, far away, without ever knowing when she would come back. Or if she was ever coming back. She still couldn't believe that she was some kind of weapon used by a crazy scientist. It was the most shocking revelation for her in her entire life. Imagine living your entire life without knowing that there was just a huge secret behind everything. Of course, when you end up finding out, you just don't know how to accept it. And to start living a normal and happy life, Midori decided that she should go to somewhere else in the world and live. She would have new experiences, new people to meet, and she'd even stop being annoying. She wasn't happy with this decision, but it was her only choice. A few minutes later, Yandere Dev suddenly turned around and looked to Midori. He seemed kind of shocked. Midori, I have to say 2 things for you. He had 2 things to say to Midori? Only with that sentence, Midori got really scared. First is, I am kind of surprised to see that you got most things right while developing Yandere's simulator. Wait, what? Midori did most of the things right while developing the game? Did she really do that? This was real. Then her dream of helping a game developer in some way was finally coming true. She couldn't believe this. You actually weren't half bad developing the game. I'm really impressed by this, Midori. And now all my worries that Yandere's simulator was probably ruined are gone. Yandere Dev said all this as he smiled. He never smiled because of something that Midori Gurren did before. This was amazing. But then his smile suddenly started to disappear as the man continued to talk. However, the second thing I want to tell you is, even if you did most of the things right, there were still some things that you ended up doing wrong. Of course, you're unexperienced with game developing, so this is normal. But it'll take me a few days to fix all the mistakes you've made. So please, next time I tell you that you shouldn't develop Yandere's simulator, don't disrespect me, please. But at the same time, thank you for doing a little bit of progress while I was taking a few days off, even if there were a few consequences for this. After hearing all this, Midori felt really happy. For the first time in her entire life, someone was thanking her for something. And she didn't disappoint someone. Being finally helpful was something incredible for Midori Gurren. She couldn't describe with words how she felt. She could only describe this feeling with a happy smile. However, when Midori thought that Yandere had finished talking, he actually had more to say. And I'm sorry for what I did for the past few days. I was only irritated because you annoy me every single time, and I was afraid that you ruined a project that I've been working on for years. So it was something natural for me to get angry. In fact, this wasn't even the first time I acted like this. Hundreds of times I ended up making fun of you, or even killed you because you were annoying me. And all I could do was to be patient, like I always am. So, I hope you forgive me for my actions. After hearing the rest of what Yandere Dev had to say, she felt incredibly bad. Even though she was quite happy that Yandere Dev said that he was sorry for doing what he did. This was unfair. After all, Midori was the one annoying him every single day, when he asked her to stop doing that, and she never even listened to him. Yandere Dev only started to be rude because he had lost his patience with her. So he shouldn't be the one to say that he was sorry for everything. Midori was the one supposed to say that.
Yandere Dev. It's okay. I understand why you've been acting rudely with me. After all, I'm the one who's been annoying you, making you lose your patience. I'm the one who's slowing down Yandere Simulator's development. I'm the one to blame for your actions.
As he heard this, Yandere Dev's eyes started to become wide open. Was the green-haired girl really saying all this? Was she really admitting it was all her fault? Was this real life? Or was it all just his fantasy?
I realized after all this time that I've been nothing but someone dumb and almost useless to everyone else. I may have helped you with Yandere Simulator's development, but this was the only time I ever truly helped someone. Another time I helped someone, I was just being used by this person without even knowing. So after realizing that I am truly an annoying person, I came here to say that I'm sorry for all this, Yandere Dev. For the past few days I've tried to change. I tried to become someone better, but I couldn't. Annoying is part of who I am, unfortunately.
Midori Gurren said all this as tears rolled down her face. She was finally saying how she really felt to someone, and she wasn't being judged for this. It was something really different to Midori.
So that's why I'm gonna leave. For a long, long time. I won't be annoying you anymore, Yandere Dev. I won't be annoying anyone anymore. Go somewhere else. And try to leave and try to start a new life. Meet new people until I find a way to stop being truly annoying. I don't even know if I'll manage to do that, but even if I don't, I'm never coming back. I'm sorry for all I've done to you, Yandere Death. Now I must go. I'm sorry if I took up a little bit of your time. And I hope that Yandere Simulator ends up being a great game in the end. Goodbye, Yandere Death. I promise we'll meet again someday. And in this someday, I will be someone different.
Midori, wait! Midori turned around as she walked away from Yandere Dev's computer room, leaving him alone. Midori wiped the tears from her face and left the man's house. This is where Midori Gurren began her journey to become someone different. It would be a long, long journey that had the possibility that it would never end. But the green-haired girl would take the risk because she is willing to change. She would become someone different, and people would appreciate her, like Yandere Dev did when she ended up helping him in his game's development. And little did Midori know that from the moment she was honest to Yandere Dev by saying everything that she felt, she was starting to change. The goodbye ending. Y'all, my heart feels like there's a million needles in it right now because there's so many feels. I'm trying really hard not to cry right now. Midori, I love you. And even if you end up being a DLC for Yandere Simulator when the game's fully out, I will go ahead and purchase it because I just want you back in the game, you know. You may be annoying to everyone, but to me, I know how you feel. But that's the end of Midori's adventure. We got the goodbye ending. In a later date, I don't know when, I'm going to be doing what I call the Bloom and Doom, when we go back to get the perfect ending, which is the true ending, and we go back to get the bad ending. So be prepared for feels again. The end. So look at this. We have to win one or no developmental challenges to get Flame Demon, and we have to get a happy ending by winning all 3 challenges. Stefano, I give you props, man. This is one of your best visual novels. It took a long time to do it. It took about 7 episodes to do it, but 7's a lucky number. And that ending, it really felt really heartwarming and also heartbreaking because Midori had to leave and start a new life for herself. Someone give this guy like his own visual novel, like corporation or whatever. I mean, he should be writing stuff for, like, I don't know, high-end games or whatever, but right now, being an indie developer of visual novels, he's fantastic. Stefano, if I ever meet you, I just want to shake your hand and tell you how much I've enjoyed playing your visual novels, and I cannot wait for your Nemesis visual novel, because I really, really would love to play it and maybe possibly have like a little cameo in it somewhere, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. So yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the credits. You know who's in it, right? Here. And a really awesome dude right here.
Oh, hello there, player. It looks like you finished the game, eh? Well, congratulations on getting through the entire story and finishing the game. Thank you so much for downloading and playing Yandere Simulator and Midori's Adventure. Don't forget to rate the game on the Game Jolt's website and write a comment about your opinion on the game. Oh, and also, the developer of this game, Stefano, is doing another visual novel that hasn't been released yet,
A Life of Orphan. And he'd appreciate it if he played it when it comes out since it is his first original visual novel. Oh man. I would love to play that when it comes out. I mean, it's an original visual novel, and I can't wait to see it. Hey, Stefano, hit me up on Twitter when it's ready. So click on the follow button in the Game Jolt page of the game so you can receive the news of when his game comes out. Wait, you wonder if there will be a sequel to this game? Do you think I know the answer? I mean, I'm just programmed to see all this insane right now, so I have no idea. Yeah, I think there will be a sequel if this game gets well-received reviews, I don't know. Well, since I said all I had to say, the game will take you to the main menu now. Bye-bye, player! And like that, I'm gonna get on out of here as well. This game was fantastic. One of the best visual novels I've played. Y'all, when I get ready to do the Bloom and Doom, I will let y'all know on my Twitter. If you haven't followed me already, I'm going to leave my Twitter in the description box below, along with the game's link. And I am so getting out of here. This game was fantastic. I have no other words to say about it. Just go play it. Go play it on your own. It's awesome. Whew. So many feels. I loved it. And I got the burps. I can't wait for Bijou, Mike, and Raz to play this. They're gonna love it. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. If you like this video, why don't you hit that like button fast because it's spelled to the face. And if you haven't already, why don't you subscribe to this channel to check out even more amazing content. I'm still doing Pokemon Snakewood, and I'm about to start Pokemon Gaia. So, I'll see you then. Mwah! Stay magical, my friends. And I'll let her say it. See ya!